Hey there, everybody. This video is about why end times is not gonna happen. Now, this what y'all expect end times is gonna be like. Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna try to hit it in certain different areas. Some of y'all believe that Jesus Christ is gonna come back. Some of y'all believe that twins are gonna come back and spit flames out their mouth. And some of y'all believe that aliens or extraterrestrial people are going to come and save you, right? Now, I have answers for all three of them, and the answers are not good. Now, starting with the way Jesus Christ. Now, if we fully look at the story of Jesus Christ, and you start to break it down, before he became Jesus Christ, right? He was a normal person, just like me and you, right? And he had met somebody that taught him the ways of life, right? He had met somebody that taught him the ways of life. Without that person teaching him the ways of life, he would have never became Jesus Christ. And the thing about that person teaching him that ways of life, that's how that way was back then. It was easier to find spiritual knowledge because that's all they had back then. That's all they really worked for. Nowadays, when Jesus Christ rebirthed, he would need someone to teach him that way of life. And without somebody teaching him that way of life, he won't become Jesus Christ. So that's the first answer. Jesus Christ is not coming to save you. It's like no one just come here awakened. That's like false. This cat is annoying. No one just come here awakened. It don't work like that. Why? Because that's what the story actually said. Someone taught him yoga. And without that person teaching him yoga, he would have never became Jesus Christ. Now for the twin flames, right? What I assume the twin flame is not two twins. The twin flame is simply what it is. It's the yin and yang. It's you and your spiritual mate. That's basically what the twin flame is. And in the way that this generation is set up, no one actually cares about the twin flame anymore. Because you got people out there marrying other people twin flame, feeling like they're in love, but they're not. You know? And that's why the twins are not going to come and save you. Because the whole thing about the twins is it's the twin flame. And the twin flame is you and you're actually a spiritual lover. And in this generation, it's so hard to find a spiritual lover because everybody is in a relationship. Or it will make it worse, the spiritual lover might actually be dead. You know? So the chance of two twins coming to save you is very unlikely. Because no one believes in the twin. No one focus on a twin flame anymore. Now for the aliens, right? This one is a little strange because when people think about it, you got two type of people, right? You got people that believe in the flat earth and you got people who believe in the round earth. Now for the people that believe in the flat earth, they believe that every planet that they said is out there in the solar system are not really that far away. Those planets are connected on this flat earth, and this flat earth is more of like all these planets connected living inside some egg sphere. Now this egg sphere, it's kind of like a dimension, and there are other eggs out there similar to ours, and that's what flat earthers believe in. Now round earthers believe in there's an actual galaxy with other planets out there far away with life on it. Now the thing about it, right, for the round earthers, right, there's a story out there that we live in a reptilian galaxy, right? And Pretty much, we live in a reptilian galaxy, and the leaders of our planet is reptilian, right? Tell me, right? How is somebody going to save us if we live in their galaxy? That's like somebody coming into your house and try to. It doesn't make sense, right there. Like, we live in their galaxy. How is somebody gonna come and save us? That means you have to not alone find a planet, you have to infiltrate their area and try to find a planet that you know exists but you don't know where it's at. And then who said we're the only planet like this? Because once you start digging deep into this world elite shit, you start realizing these elites are leaving the planet. So it might be like you have other planets similar to ours, and they be researching this stuff and be like, yo, these Earthlings want to come save us one day because they might hear Earthling extraterrestrials, you know? But from our planet, like, those are the elites, and they're not coming to save anybody. And I feel like that's how it goes for all these other aliens out there. Like, the ones that come to these planets are their planet's elites. Because we live in their galaxy. That's how you go into someone's territory. It doesn't make sense. You know, it's just going to cause a war. You know? It just doesn't make sense. And pretty much, that's like all the end times right there. God coming back, the two twins, or extraterrestrial. I feel like none of that's going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's like the famous saying, the only change can start from within. Now, if you say that from a planet perspective, the only time this planet is going to change if we change as a group. And how I feel like we will change is if we connect back with our twin flames, because that's like hitting two birds with one stone. Simply because the twin flame, right, isn't. Without your twin flame, you're only half your spiritual self, right? You're only half your spiritual self. With your twin flame, you're your full spirit self, right? And that's helping you spiritually. You become yourself when you find your twin flame. That's why if you look at all the conspiracies and shit, all the movements out there, I feel like those movements are run by occultists. Because if you think about it, all the useless movements are being ran like flat earth, extraterrestrial, reptilian conspiracy, GMO conspiracy. All these strange conspiracies are just casually being uplifted, right? But none of that fucking matters. Because at the end of the day, we kind of need GMO. Like, if you start thinking about it, even though it's bad, at the end of the day, GMOs would fill your stores up. So without that, how would the world actually be? Well, have anybody thought about that? Have anybody ever thought about that? Out of all the supermarkets out there, right? How would the world actually be? Because if you think about it, if you take out the GMOs, you're only going to have overpriced food because there's not going to be enough food to go around. Because everybody got to eat. And you need multiple types of food to actually make a dish. And everybody's going to be coming for the same shit. So what I'm trying to say is, without GMO, there will be less supermarkets and shit around. I know I'm off topic, but I'm just saying. Without GMO, there'll be less supermarkets around. And the supermarkets that will be around be overpriced. Pretty much like non-GMO food, but worse than that. Probably like vegan food, like $19 a pop. $10 for an onion. You know. But back to the point, right? There's all these conspiracies that's being uplifted for like no reason. But the one conspiracy that don't get talked about is the twin flame. Let me tell you why it don't get talked about, right? Because people be like, why can't people come together? Why can't people do this? Why are people so divided? That's like the biggest one right there. People are so divided because they're divided spiritually. Like this is how far like you think they got you divided by country, race, this, that, they do. But the worst one is they got you divided from your actual twin, yourself. And without yourself, that's like it's the saying, like only you can bring yourself up, only you can help yourself. But how can you help yourself with half yourself? If that makes sense. That's like you playing a video game with one arm. That's literally impossible. And that's pretty much how it is when they have you divided from your twin flame. And I feel like we start a movement that can reconnect you with your twin flame, because it's not that hard to find. They would probably look like you. Because y'all made like y'all look y'all come from the same energy source. So y'all probably look alike. Probably different colors, but the y'all just look alike. That's why it's called twin flame. You know? I feel like that will cure most of the world problems. But I guarantee it won't happen. And I guarantee not a lot of people watch this video. And from those points right there, that's why I feel like end times will not happen. If you think about end times, right, it's all written in a book. And what are things in a book? It's a story. Why is it a story? Because it's written in a book. And when things are stories, it stay stories. It's like a folktale. It's like a worldwide folktale. Because if you go to the end time channels, I swear they have nothing to talk about. All they talk about is disasters and what happened on Earth. Like, how is that end time? Isn't that just fucking Mother Nature? Let's keep it a being. Like, what the fuck? Like, the only thing that these end time people have is shit from the Sumerian times. And that's it. Anunnaki, this and that. Like, no one cares about that. And these are the things that they push. Jesus Christ, twin flame. I don't fucking know what I said. The third one. Jesus Christ, twin flame. And end times. It doesn't matter. Like, it just doesn't matter anymore. Oh, and extraterrestrials. It's like, that's all they talk about. To me, it's fucking insane because no one can save you. And then if you try to save the planet, what's going to happen then? Because it's not even our planet. Because if you think about it, right? If you try to change the planet and then you start finding a twin flame and going behind the new god's back, what's going to happen then? Right? Because there's one thing we can agree on. This for all the people who hated the Anunnaki and Zeus and all those other mythical gods. If you start looking at these gods, you're going to start realizing that all these gods are somehow connected, right? How are they connected? Well, these gods had certain positions, right? Over the earth. They had certain positions, and then they had certain people with the same positions, right? And then when you start looking at the design of the god, you're gonna start realizing most of these gods look similar, like Zeus and Odin. They look similar, and then Hera and Freya, they don't look similar, but it's under the same template, right? It's under the same thing. And then he had a son, all right? Zeus had a son. Same shit. And then he kind of had two sons. Odin had a stepson. I don't know his fucking name. Loki and Zeus. And Zeus had Ares and fucking Hercules. Almost the same shit, but labeled differently. Right? Because it come to find out, Ares is not even Zeus' son. Hera cheated on Zeus. So that's why that's his stepson. And Loki is Odin's stepson. That's the similarities right there. That's two close to similarities. Right? And then you got Sun Wukong. Then you got Han Bats. It's literally the same fucking god. You know? Some of these gods are literally the same. Why is they the same? Because I feel like each culture had a certain overlook over these gods and they described them differently. But when you start thinking about these gods were actually human beings that just somehow came to their true self and they was able to rule. How did they come to their true self? Well, it involves the matrix. These gods had certain jobs in the matrix. They had certain job in the matrix. And I believe this is why they don't want you to connect to your twin flame, because once you connect to your twin flame, you're going to try to connect to the matrix after that. And then when you do that, you're going to start acquiring your jobs. Like some people going to have jobs. I believe this is why they always have this saying or the story of King Arthur. King Arthur was the only nigga to pull the sword out of the rock. But this is stuff they don't talk about. Who put the sword there? Who created the sword? Who spotted the sword? It's like four different jobs, and if those people wasn't there to fulfill their job, the sword would have never been used, it would have never been found, or it would have never been made. And these are the certain jobs, right? But they just talk about the main one of King Arthur pulling it out, right? Now, hopefully I get what I'm saying. Like in the Matrix, everybody has a certain job. And I believe that these are descriptions of the people that was in the job from different cultures. Because when you start looking at these guys, you can start realizing they're fucking similar. They're just named differently. They're too similar. It's too much similarities. And most of these guys did the same shit. You know, it's too much similarities. And what I feel like, these guys had certain jobs in the Matrix. And to make more sense of this, now the 1% of this world are the new gods, like it or not. And the difference between the new gods we have now and the gods we have back then, the gods we had back then showed us that the Matrix actually exists. And the gods we have now don't show us the Matrix. They don't show the Matrix. They pretty much divide us from it, as you clearly see. Because if they didn't want us to use the Matrix, they will also take the twin flame. That's so you can be half yourself, half creative, half productive, easier to control. If they wanted to give you the twin flame, you would have been twice as outgoing, twice as smart, twice as confident. It's like they took that from you. Now, I just believe that the world is not going to, end times is not going to happen simply because these people that's supposed to be in their job titles are not there. And since they're not there, you have no one to defend you. There's no one to defend you. And for any of those people to try to help you, not extraterrestrials, because they have to help themselves. They live in a reptilian galaxy. And they be warring in some of the stories. How the fuck can they help you if they're still fighting? That's somebody in the middle of the fight, fighting one person, then he's gonna come over there and try to help you. So once you do that, you can get snuck from behind. It's literally impossible. So I don't know what people be talking about, you know. I just feel like there's certain job titles that you have to obtain, and then you're going to need other people to attain their positions to fight back. Without that, you can't fight. It's impossible. Just think about it. It all goes back to the twin flame. We had to make an organization to find our twin flame. What's the first step? Stop having sex with everybody. It's just not helping. It's making it worse. Because at the end of the day, you're fucking somebody else's twin flame, and somebody else is fucking your twin flame. And that goes for both genders. So, you know, it's just pure disrespect. But at the end of the day, what can I say? Just my opinion. You know, have a great day.